These rings extend to a few light years, they are immensely huge. However, at some point, our solar system will enter Alcyone's rings. What will happen? Very few suspect. If Earth enters first, as Paul Otto Hess says, it would seem like a great fire, like a true pictorial fire of lights. But if the Sun were the first to enter, according to calculations that have been made, such radiation would interfere with sunlight, and for this reason, there would be darkness that would last 110 hours, after which everything would normalize and, unlike the first case, where everything would seem like a great fire, in this second case darkness would envelop the Earth. But there wouldn't really be darkness, because everything would be sprinkled with lights. To give you an idea, it would be like a rain of stars on the face of the Earth. Then, everything would return to normal. Anyway, our Earth, inside Alcyone's rings, will be subjected to a very special vibration. The molecules, whether they are iron, phosphorus, calcium, copper, nitrogen, carbon, starch, and so on, would be completely modified due to radiation. This implies that you will see a change in matter. The men of science believe they know matter, but they really don't. The concept that we have about matter does not go beyond that, a concept and nothing more. Matter as a substance is unknown to physicists. I do not say that physical matter cannot be destroyed, but the substance itself, that famous Iliaster, that rests after the great cosmic night in the deep darkness of the abyss or endless space, that is not known by modern scientists. Atoms offer many surprises. Scientists know nothing about atoms before existence, and even less will they know about atoms when the universe ceases to exist. Atoms offer many surprises that the man of science, nuclear physics, does not suspect remotely. Atoms carry within them what the Hebrews call fiery particles, hacked or fiery souls. These fiery souls are formidable, without them atoms could not process into the living constitution of matter. So, in reality, nobody knows the powers of, for example, a few grains of sand. We could be sure that nobody knows the powers enclosed there and what the hacked or fiery souls are capable of, which are enclosed in each atom. The great magicians of the East know how to work with these fiery particles of the atoms and chaos. These atoms, driven by the fiery particles, obviously develop formidable powers, that modern scientists do not remotely suspect. Do not be surprised then, by what I say, that the fiery radiation or life-giving radiation of the Alcyone atoms come to alter the molecules of nature. This radiation enveloping the Earth, will be terrible, so terrible that there will be no night for 2,000 years. The whole Earth will be enveloped in such radiation, and the sunlight will not be necessary to see. This radiation will illuminate even the deepest caves, and for 2,000 years there will be no night, but a great continuous day without night. This is written and the wisest scholars agree with it. Obviously, scientists will not accept what we are emphatically affirming today. They will not accept it in any way because it does not align with their scientific abilities, but this is a reality. The organisms of all beings will be modified, both plants, and animals, and so on, and so on. Many plants that do not exist today, many animal species whose germs are dormant at the bottom of the seas, or in rocks, or in the most remote mountains, will be vivified by the radiation, and as a consequence they will come into existence. This event happens every 10,000 years. It has happened before, and will happen again because it follows the celestial transit, and our solar system must pass through the rings of Alcyone. Some may say that Alcyone is very far away, that it is a Pleiades, and that it has nothing to do with our solar system. It is very nice to speak in this ignorant way. But the reality is that the sun that illuminates us is part of Alcyone, and is the seventh. It is a system of suns that revolve around Alcyone. The aforementioned event will last for 2,000 years. The radiation from Alcyone's rings will have a specific influence on the rotation of our planet. This means that the rotation speed on its axis will slow down and, as a consequence, our world will continue to revolve around the sun but in a wider orbit. It will move a little further away from the solar center. The verticalization of the axis of our planet, with respect to the ecliptic, will be a concrete fact. The poles are melting due to the deviation of the Earth's axis. That is already proven. Nowadays, the magnetic pole no longer coincides with the geographic pole. With the terrible radiation from Alcyone, the poles will further deviate. The Count of Saint Germain said, "The first thing to change will be the spring and summer seasons." You can see perfectly well that this spring has had less of a spring-like feel. In the middle of spring, we have had to endure cold weather. The summer has also been different. It seems that the seasons are destined to disappear. The poles are melting, and with the radiation from Alcyone, this process will accelerate. The ice will invade the entire north and south regions, only the equatorial zone will remain bearable.